right, happy Tuesday. We are here on KSAT News Now, broadcasting live from the KSAT News studio. And life's like a box of chocolates with this show. You really know, you never know what you're going to get. And today you have Max Massey and
At
myself.
least you get a name graphic. I don't even get such a luxury.
Yeah, look at that.
There we go. We made it.
Go.
See, if you complain enough, you can get what you want.
Yeah, we were just talking. This is our first time doing something like this together. Yeah.
It's very fun. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for, honestly, so behind the curtain, Steven didn't have a partner to start the day.
Thanks.
And he walks over and he was like, would you like to join me? And I was like, I would be so honored.
Well, listen, we're doing each other a favor here. And, you know, in fact, it's been pretty much like a shuffling of the deck lately because RJ has been out at South by Southwest with amazing coverage out there. He looks like he's having the time of his life, by the way.
Him and Andrew Wilson really killing it. Everything from technology to music to filmmakers and making the local angles. I'm jealous, obviously, but I saw some videos online. There's like lightsabers out there, tech stuff.
Work for RJ seems to be pretty tough these days, but you know, he really has been working hard. He was filling in for traffic last week as I was on a special assignment. So just a big shout out to my traffic bro and Canon bro. Yeah.
All right, so speaking of which, starting with exciting news for everyone, kind of. Consumer Price Index, the CPI, dropping this morning, so that pertains to inflation. And for some, it is a lot of good news.
Yeah, inflation remains up, but continues to slow, as Max mentioned. And February was the 8th straight month inflation fell.
All right, so I know a lot of people are like, oh, inflation. If life seems more expensive year over year, it's because it is. And frankly, I mean, we're talking about the importance of the index. It's really the way that the government measures inflation in consumer prices and goods, and it's everything from food to shelter.
Yeah, the latest measurement had 6% for February, which actually means it dropped by 6.4% compared to January. So it's been cooling a little bit, but still is at the top of a lot of people's mind.
So for today, it was actually really important because obviously we had the aftermath of the SVB, the bank collapse, and the other bank in New York. So the question was, what does inflation look like? And it was right on forecasters' decisions. So that means everything kind of runs smoothly. And if you are looking at the stock market, everything is up this morning. So good prognostication for the few days coming up.
Yeah, the Consumer Price Index is a measure of the average change over time in the prices paid by urban consumers for a market basket of consumer goods and services. Indexes are available for the U.S. and various geographic areas. In February, the Consumer Price Index fell for all urban consumers, increased 0.4%. That's a lot of digits there that we were talking. So we know we're throwing a lot at you. But I did want to mention, we do know Mark Hamrick, who is the senior economic analyst for Bankrate, did mention that even though it has peaked, it hasn't gone into hibernation. So we know, again, is it's still at the top of a lot of people's mind, but interesting that it's been slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, so I think the big things are life is still more expensive now than it was a year ago, and a lot, like 6%. Yeah, it's slowed technically, but 6% is a lot of money when you think about it. And we saw I mean, you cover the gas prices almost every day.
Yes, they're always up, and you know, really, you're right. I mean, it's still a high number, even though when we start to see a little bit of a dip, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily something that we're used to. It's still far higher than what we used to see.
Yeah. So hopefully it slows down.
Those are your daily digits thrown at you here from the KSAT newsroom.
That's right. All right, so let's go to the next story. What else do we have cooking up today? Actually, this is a crazy story. One that was actually hard to read this morning.
We were talking about the news from North Carolina from that missing girl from Dallas. She was actually found inside a home.
That's right. So Dallas police and the FBI says a 34-year-old man persuaded a girl to run away while talking to her on social media, then picked her up in his vehicle and pretty much kidnapped her.
Yeah, and this is according to the Sheriff's Department in a news conference. Now, authorities found Jorge Ivan Santos Camacho's vehicle while he was leaving that house. They pretended to conduct a routine traffic stop, ultimately finding that Dallas girl. She was locked inside an outbuilding in a property out there in Lexington.
So she was medically checked out, eventually returned to Texas. That's for the suspect, obviously charged with abduction, felonious restraint, human trafficking, and sex crimes against a minor.
Yeah, and his current bond right now is set at $1.25 million. Do want to make note, she had been missing for about 2 weeks, so just for her family to go with so many questions left unanswered for that long, I'm sure they were worried, but you know, must be happy to have her back. We know that law enforcement officials for a long time, they plead with parents to keep a very close eye on your children's social media accounts, just because you never know who they are meeting out there on the internet.
Absolutely. And you know what? Speaking of her family, she's been medically checked out.
Yes.
She is home safe. And so 2 weeks, a terrible situation. But I mean, this is the best situation that the family could have been hoping for.
Right, and she's home safely, so better news to report out there, but still pretty concerning for a lot of parents.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Let's move on to local news now. The widow of the 81-year-old man killed in that deadly dog attack in February has filed a lawsuit against the dog owners and the homeowner.
That's right. All right, so Juanita Najera, the wife of the victim, she filed last week seeking $1 million in negligent damages.
The defendants' names are Christian Alexander Moreno and his wife Abilene Schneider, as well as the homeowner Carlos Moreno. Now, I'm sure a lot of these images really do tell the story that we all are also familiar with, but the Narejas were visiting a neighbor on Depla Street on February 24th when 3 dogs attacked them.
All right, so Ramon was actually mauled to death, his wife Juanita seriously injured. Some of the reasons listed in that lawsuit include failing to prevent the dogs involved in the attacks from attacking the plaintiffs, failure to exercise ordinary care to monitor and supervise those dogs involved in the attacks. And obviously this is a story we've been covering extensively, and it doesn't seem like it's going away anytime soon.
I don't think it will. These images are really unsettling to see. So, we talked a lot about we talked about this earlier. This story is one of those stories that has so many layers, and like you mentioned, I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. But one of the other questions that we've had, I think we even did a story on this, is what do you do when you're involved in an attack like that? Of course, it really terrible news that was reported back out there in February, but this lawsuit, obviously the wife, now widow of this gentleman, is looking to find some sort of compensation for what she experienced.
Absolutely.
Terrible.
Yeah. And sticking with local news, a local San Antonio staple closing its North Side restaurant.
I would say bittersweet, maybe. Well, it's because the Rosario's on San Pedro Avenue is about to shut its doors, as the owner Lisa Wong announced it in a news release this week, because that new one has opened up.
Yeah, so we still have one open on St. Mary Street, relocated to its new home in February. And Lisa says the Southtown location brings more appeal and synergy. I love the buzzwords like synergy.
Same.
To all the businesses and all the employees, they can work under one roof. It is a beautiful location. Have you been yet?
Yes, I actually went to the soft opening a while back, so we got to take a peek at the location at the bottom and then their rooftop, which is phenomenal. Great views of the downtown area. But yeah, current North Side workers were offered to relocate to the new Southtown one, so that's really good. Yeah.
Okay, so what at 10 are we giving it?
Oh, I loved it. I was talking to one of our producers, Haley, about the food. The food is great. I don't believe much has changed with that. Amazing taste. The margaritas, you know me, I like a good margarita. The Lalo is fantastic.
Okay. So, and on the rooftop, it's that much more.
Oh yeah, it was a great time. So I think that it's not, I don't believe it was opened at the time, but I think they plan on opening it up that pretty soon. So with spring, summer here, I think it'll be a nice way to just enjoy a good rooftop bar. And speaking of which,
Justin Horn, is it going to be a good day to go to a rooftop bar?
I didn't know where you're going with that transition.
I was going to say rooftops.
No, I like that.
I did spare you. I changed up water bottle. Say there's no Penn State logo.
I appreciate that.
Oh wow!
Yeah. For those who don't know, Penn State is playing Texas A&M in the first round.
That was the appropriate thing to do.
Wow. I have the Penn State one over there. It's just I felt bad from yesterday.
Exciting
And
times.
red, white, and blue. You can't go wrong.
Yes.
Appreciate that. I'm going to wear my A&M socks tomorrow.
Do it. You won't.
Happy Pi Day to you.
Happy Pi Day.
Oh yeah.
3.14.
Oh.
Yeah.
3.14159265.
Oh. Okay. Well, he's well on his way to answer.
No one brought pie today. Why am I the only one upset about
I took remedial
this?
math a few times, so just do your thing. Do your thing. Yeah.
Here's the question. We know pi equals 3.14159, as Max just pointed out, and so on. How many decimal places does it have? So in other words, how far does this go out? How far does it keep going?
So are you good at math?
I don't know if I'd say I'm good at it.
Are you better at math than you are at spelling?
Did I misspell?
Oh yeah, infinite.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm gonna guess. I'm also gonna go with that answer. If it wasn't, if it was spelled correctly, I would pick that one.
I was typing quickly. All right.
Yeah.
For the people listening, let me just go through the numbers. 4,324, that's A. B is 120,439. See if it's involved with numbers. I can't misspell it. C is 105 billion, or D, infinite.
Infinite. Yeah. So Max went with D. I
Yeah.
am gonna go. What? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with just C, B.
C?
B.
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 B. Okay. Max.
Well, you know,
It does
whatever.
go on.
Infinite for the win.
Infinite
no.
for the win.
Don't look at that. Here's some fun facts. Pi also happens to be Albert Einstein's birthday, Pi Day.
Oh wow.
It's an irrational number with no repeating pattern, which is interesting. So far, pi has been calculated out to 100 trillion digits by Google Cloud.
Great use of
Why we need to do
technology.
that, I don't know. It was also known to be used by the Egyptians over 4,000 years ago.
Bitch. Wow.
So there you go. Some fun facts.
Oh, we like the fun facts.
We do. Clouds starting to fill in here around San Antonio, so we're you can see the clouds coming in from all directions. We had sunny skies, allowed temperatures to warm up some, but with these clouds rolling in, should keep temperatures in check today. Right now we're sitting at 60, 61 in Hondo, 61 in New Braunfels, 62 in Gonzales, and mostly right around the 60-degree mark here in town. Pretty nice day, again, but clouds will increase some this afternoon. We're looking for highs right around 66. There is a very small outside chance of a shower or a sprinkle, but I don't think that would be a big problem today. 64 at 6 o'clock, 62, 7 p.m., and then tonight, mostly cloudy temperatures in the low 60s. And as we look at the forecast long term here, yeah, some clouds around today, and then as we get into tomorrow, we'll continue to see mostly cloudy skies and not a lot of rain. It's not until Thursday when we really start to see things change. So our next storm system's coming in from the west. And by Thursday morning, we're starting to see showers around the area. And then by midday, we can start to see a few thunderstorms. Then it is Thursday night. This is a time frame we really got to watch. Front starts to sink south into the area. And as it does, it creates a line of storms. Some of these could be strong to severe. And this is just after midnight. Into early the wee morning hours of Friday, where we could see some of these storms blossoming. And there is a risk for some scattered severe storms. On a scale of 1 to 5, we're talking about 2. The risk would be hail and gusty winds being the main threats. But even some of our western counties could get in on some of these thunderstorms. We need the rain. We don't want the severe weather. But this is something we need to watch Thursday night, or late Thursday night, early Friday morning. Then things really change, because on Friday, we're only talking about highs in the 40s behind this front.
Yeah.
Windy, showers lingering. Then, as we get into the weekend, we're still looking at precipitation. Temperatures are still cold, 45 Sunday, 50 on Monday. Notice the low Monday morning, down to 38 here in town. It could get close enough to freezing in the hill country, where we could see a few snowflakes mixing in.
I did tell you I had plans on Friday for my friends that I know that are watching this to go to Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Just for the afternoon. May want to rethink those plans.
You may want to. It depends on, if you like the cold and the wind.
I mean, I have the turtlenecks, so.
Hey, there is that.
Yeah.
You came prepared.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
All right, so Justin, have you made a bracket yet?
I'm working on that today.
Steven, are you going to make a bracket?
No.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair. Even like the brand, that's so.
But I appreciate the bracket making that's going on here.
Yeah, lots
Yeah.
of brackets. All right, you know what? There's also a lot of
What?
bouncy houses.
Oh, okay. Nice transition.
Doing what I can here.
All right. Well, one of the world's biggest bounce houses is coming to San Antonio this April. Interesting.
Okay, so
I
their
forgot about
website
that.
says, "Hey, Justin, your mic's still on. You want to come join us? Talk about the bouncy houses?"
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
You can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you have small children? Do they enjoy the biggest
Well, no, I was-
bouncy house in America?
I was just talking to Mary Claire over here about
Hi,
the
Mary
fact
Claire.
that I went to this years ago.
Okay.
And there's video of me bouncing.
Oh, God.
We need to go into the files and get that video.
Justin Horn
For
bouncing.
those who don't know, Justin's
Bounce
6'4".
Yeah.
So to see him bouncing in any sort of bouncy house.
I'm very graceful.
Oh,
Okay, calm
man.
down. I've seen you play basketball. So their
Oh, wow,
website
geez.
says Big Bounce America's Bounce House, more than 16,000 square feet.
Wow, how do you follow that? Yeah, well, we're going to try to. That's 2,500 feet larger than the current
Achilles.
Guinness World Record for the biggest inflatable castle. So there's plenty of room, I guess, for Justin inside.
And speaking of basketball, they have basketball hoops for slam dunks, climbing towers, and a giant slide that lands you into a massive ball pit.
Very exciting. So Justin Tickets start at $22 for toddlers. I know you don't have any toddlers, but for more
He's
information.
like 3 times the size of a toddler, so
Yes,
is that $66?
yeah, but you know what? For more information on prices, you know where to go, Justin. It's KSAT.com. We have all that information on there for you.
All right. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for having me today.
It was great. We got to get a photo here
Of
just
course.
to commence the occasion.
Yeah, and you can obviously, shameless plug, I'm here very rarely. Follow Stephen on social media.
Oh, no.
Great stuff. And
Oh,
you know what? While we have the time, as they pull the camera away, what is the story you're working on?
Our upcoming Solutionaries piece for March is actually focused on mental health, veterans using horses to find healing and hope. So we're going to have more on that a little bit later in the release date for that. But that's where I've had my hands full the last few days. Fantastic work that's being done out in, with the Semper Fi in America's Fund. So can't wait to share that story.
It's a great story.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, hey, you're back here at 11 tomorrow?
I'll be here.
All right. Have a great day.
Have a good one.